Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and today I am doing a book tag. Now I saw Brie from 11 Words doing this tag. I will leave her linked down below as well as the two creators. Thanks so much for creating this tag, and I would tag anyone that wants to do it. This is the this or that tag. So first up is cliffhangers or HEAs. So of course I'm gonna go with an HEA. I tend to read standalone romances, meaning romances that close in one book. I don't tend to read duets that have a cliffhanger and then they get the HEA in the second book or whatever. I don't really love those. I prefer to have my stories wrapped up in one, just because I'm not one to continue. I'm not one to marathon series, so I want everything to be clean whenever I put that book down so that I can go to the next thing that I want to read. Next is hardcover or paperback. I personally, for aesthetics reasons and for my shelves, I love hardcovers, and most of the time the things that I read are via ebook, so that's not really something that I concern myself with. But if I am purchasing a non-romance book that has a hardback copy or a hardback option, I will go hardback because I think they look the best on my shelf. Then we have angsty or cutesy, and I will definitely say angsty. I am an angsty bitch. I love anything angst. Cutesy is not really my thing. I have some exceptions of things that I've read that just kind of like beat the odds against things that I have against cutesy romances, but I'm definitely an angst person. We then have emotional or rom-com, kind of in the same vein. I am an emotional person all the freaking way. I want something that is going to tear me apart and then make me cry at the HEA. A standalone or a series, I kind of alluded to this in the first question. I definitely prefer standalones. I don't mind companion books, but I don't really read a lot of like duets or like romances that continue on. Fantasies and things like that, I will read a series, but I'm not one to pick up the sequel right away, so I tend to read standalones. Book talk or bookstagram, I would definitely have to say bookstagram. I was on TikTok very briefly. Any TikTokers out there, you are truly warriors, because I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you didn't lose it with the TikTok algorithm trying to figure out how to do things. Like, I don't know how you do it, but I'm definitely a bookstagram person. I promptly deleted my TikTok account just because that wasn't the type of platform that I know works well with me mentally. So definitely bookstagram all the way. People or objects on covers. People, obviously. I think that's kind of just a staple in the romance genre. I know that there's been like a big trend with like the discreet covers that has like the objects on it, and especially like erotica, there tends to be objects on it. I prefer people. I think that's what I look for. That's what I think of romance as. Most of the time, I prefer the non-discreet cover to the discreet cover. Not that I think there's anything wrong with discreet covers. New releases or backlists. I'm not a new release person. I don't tend to keep up with new releases. I'm very bad about reading new releases, so definitely backlist. And I don't really put any time or effort into learning them unless someone's really heavily talking about it and it interests me, and then I'll add it to my TBR. But even then, I probably won't get to it anytime soon. It probably won't be a new release by the time I get to it. Then TBR or free-for-all. I definitely work better with a TBR, but I tend to free-for-all it. I tend to have like secret TBR videos. I have things lined up that I want to read for videos, so I guess in that way I do have a TBR, but outside of those, I tend to just pick up whatever I am in the mood for. Open door or fade to black. I tend to read open doors. That is something that I look for in a romance, but it's also not the most important thing to me because I'm there for the relationship, not the romance, not the sexual component. So if it's just like a sexual component, I'm probably not going to believe the HEA, but if I don't have the sexual component, I still probably will believe the HEA. Audiobooks or ebooks slash paperbacks. I read both, but I would say the majority of my reading is ebooks. Kindle or nah? Yes, I have a Kindle. I read from the Kindle app. I have it on my phone, I have it on my iPad, I have it on my Kindle, I have it on my computer. I read on Kindle. Matte or glossy? Probably matte. I love the feel of like the indie paperbacks. They just have like that finish that I love. Buddy read or fly solo. I love buddy reading. I will buddy read with anybody at any time for anything, as long as it is a genre that I enjoy. I love buddy reading. I love the act of engaging with someone in the community, talking about the book. It heightens my experience so much more, but I tend to just like want to finish the book right away. So if someone is not also like that, then it's a little hard for me to buddy read with them. I'm looking at you, Tamika. Small town or dark romance? Dark romance, I don't think that's shocking to anybody. I'm a huge dark romance reader. I don't really like small town romances. I know that's like a massive thing right now, but small town is not really my thing. See previous answer about reading angsty romances. New adult or adult? Either one, depends on what I'm in the mood for. If I want like something super angsty, like Bully or something like that, that tends to be new adult. Sprint read or marathon read a series? I don't really read series back to back. Alpha or Sweetheart? I tend to read Alpha more than Sweetheart, but I love Sweethearts when I read them. Read multiple books at once or one at a time? Definitely multiple books at once. I usually have 3 books going. I'll have a physical book, an ebook, and an audiobook. But mostly audiobook and ebook. Sometimes I don't really have a physical book. Baddie or damsel in distress? I don't really know many people that will say damsel in distress. Usually when you are saying damsel in distress, that for me means like an inequality in the capabilities of the characters in the relationship. I don't, even with like mafia romances, I want the heroine to be down. I don't want her to be, oh my god, he's in the mafia, what do I do? Like I don't like that. I want every party in the romance to have equal footing. And then the last one is slow burn or insta love. I've mentioned this in pretty much every single video. I do not like an early hookup. So insta love does not work for me. I cannot stand when they get together within like the 10% mark and then I have the rest of the book to read and then it's like external conflicts. That's not what I read romance for. I personally read romance for the romance. So if they're together and I still have 90% of the book left, I'm probably not going to enjoy it. That is it for this tag. Let me know down in the comments your answers to these questions. I would love to hear it. Make sure you check out the original creators tags and Bree's tag. Other than that, if you don't have anything to say, leave a book stack emoji down in the comments and I will catch you guys in my next one. Thanks so much for watching.